So what the guys are doing now is just going to peg out the four corners on the tent. Anybody who's been watching, it's probably about 1:05 when they started to pull the tent out the bag. So what we've got is the new Airbeam from Vango, which is a six-person, this particular one is a six-person tent. Imagine a traditional tent, throw away your poles, no poles to carry, and replace them with beams of air. So the technology that we've built into this has been about 12 years in the making, through the design and the development process, to get to the stage where we've got a product that's very easy to pitch, very stable, and will sleep a family. The pressures that go into the Airbeams themselves is only about 12 or 15 pounds per square inch, so it's a very low pressure system. And the reason for that is that if we were using high pressures, say at 70 pounds per square inch, and you had temperature drops from a nice sunny day to a cold night, say a 30-degree drop, you could lose up to 10% of your pressure in the poles, which would mean you'd have wilty poles, and that's not what you want. So with 12 to 15 pounds, you might lose maybe a pound of pressure, but it's only the same as a normal tent. If a normal tent gets wet or dries out, you've got to trim it all the time. So it's exactly the same as you would do with a normal tent. What the guys have been doing in the cap flaps down the side, they've just been putting the valves in. We keep the valves separate when we take the tent down, just so we obviously know we know where they are, but it's not something you have to, they stay in. So the valve technology itself is it's just a one-way valve, so if the pump falls out, the air doesn't come out, and then when we take the tent down, you'll see how easy it is to extinguish. So the guys are now ready to go. The tent itself will come with a pump. We use a slightly larger stirrup pump. These are very easily available, around £14 to buy. We sell them at lots of other brands who sell those as well. So I think Andrew's got his stopwatch on his wrist.
Sorry, it's been such a busy day, which has been brilliant for us, so we're kind of fighting time always. Okay, so, now, we haven't been timing this because we want to deliberately make things really quick. The guys have been taking things very, very steady, particularly today, because I understand there was quite a big night last night.
Yeah, so we've got another test today, so it shows that you can actually put up with a hangover. We're no guessing to see which of us has got a hangover, but there we go. So, are you ready to go, guys? Just pump away. So the first two beams that are going to pump up are the two in the middle. Now, as with any tent, the first pole that goes in is the one that takes the weight of the fabric and lifts the tent up. So as you can see, as they pump, air goes into the tubes and it's ready to pop up. So that's probably about 12 or 14 pumps. So that's now taking the weight of the tent. Anybody can see actually into doors, the bedrooms are already in the tent. So that's, you haven't got to go in and hang those. And you can then take the tent down with the bedrooms already in place. So the two outer beams, those two are just popping up now. So that's the tent ready to get into. So Mum can pop in there now and make a nice cup of tea while Dad pushes off to the pub. Or
the other way around, yeah.
Or the other way around, whichever.
Well, I have to say, Tim, that's good news because even with hangovers, 36 seconds.
So there you go.
Like I say, we're not focusing on it, it's just they weren't going crazy on it, so
if you look at, we started taking the bag out the bag at about 5 past, not exactly rushed at that one, so that's the tent up in 5 minutes. Now if you, obviously the first time doing that, it might take you all of 10 minutes to put it up. Now a couple of things that have come up on some of the internet forums and chat rooms is there must be a catch. It's so easy to put up, what's the catch? Can you put it away? Well actually, the reverse sequence is probably quicker than actually putting it up. So what we'll do is the guys will now just bend down and take the valves out, and what you'll hear is an explosion of the air exhausting through the tubes. And the reason for that is that the air then comes completely out, which allows the tent then to be folded up and put away. So in this particular one, this is a 6-person, the Infinity 6-person tent. There are 4 tubes in this one. In the 8-person tent that we have on show at the far end of the hall on the Vango Airbeam stand is an 8-pole, and then we do a smaller version which is a 4-pole, all family sizes. And then there's a Velocity 2, Velocity 3 and a Velocity 400, which are smaller, which are ideal for perhaps people taking on motorcycles or to put by the Caravan or the motorhome. A bit early on we had a gentleman came over and was asking us about the tent, and so I've dragged 2 of his children to help us. What we'd like to demonstrate, just so there's no smoke and mirrors or magic with these 2 guys doing it, we've asked a couple of young men over here to come and have a go. It's the first time they've actually tried this.
Come on
and they
over,
will actually pump this up as well. A couple of questions that get asked is, what happens when you get a puncture? Well, it's very easy. The tubes inside, the air beams themselves, are removable. So they're encased in a heavyweight Oxford nylon, which then goes into another Oxford nylon tube, which is attached to the tent, which has a full-length zip. So all you do is you take it out and you repair it in the same way as you might do a car in a tube, a bicycle in a tube. Or we have spare tubes that you can actually purchase to replace with. So Andrew's got his watch here.
We're all right. This is Jake and Ed, everybody, by the way. So you ready, guys? No pressure.
Ready?
Pump.
There isn't actually, only 15 counts.
Ready?
So 3, 2, 1, off we go. Go. So again, you can see the air going into the tubes. All the valves are located at one end because that's easy. And then gradually pop it in, pull up the weight of the canvas there. Keep pumping, boys.
I said, go on, lads, get in there. Good work. Well done.
So one of the things that was a gentleman said the other day was that he's got 2 young children and they love to help with the tent. So of course what happens is someone's pushing poles and someone's pulling poles, and then the poles come apart, and then you stab one of the children, and then somebody says you did it wrong, and then you have an argument, then you have a domestic. We've all been there. So with this one, it is very easy, not only for the children, we've done that as a demonstration, but for some of us more senior campers, you don't want to be scrubbing around on hands and knees and pushing poles in and out. There's your tent up.
Do you want to know the timings?
Yep.
This is very close, guys. This is Jake and Ed did a good job there. So Paul and Martin did 36 seconds with a hangover. Guys, that was good work. 37 seconds, just 1 second off. Brilliant. Thanks.